Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at AMD stock. So let's do the price action analysis for going into this week. What can we be expecting from AMD? How high can it go? Can it still continue to go high? Where is the supply zone? Where are the sellers? What are the levels to watch for those structural changes? So we'll talk about that, all of that in this video. Before that, please also note, none of this is any financial advice. It's only for education purposes. Please do your own thing. I'm just sharing here my opinion, nothing more than that. All right, so what I want to do is start off with just a little bit showing you around with my day trading bot. And let me turn that thing on. So yeah, on AMD, whatever the price action is doing on the daily interval, we are still net profitable. You can see data on the left hand side of the table. Out of last 30 trades, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 red days. So 23 profitable trades out of last 30 trades. Anyways, if you need access to my tools, links are in the description below of this video. I have 2 indicators and 2 bots, and I provide them only under educational purposes. You can go and use them however you like at your own risk and responsibility. All right. So coming back here on the daily interval, AMD. So how are things looking like? Well, so this was the zone, 158 and 28 cents. And this zone, I mentioned that if we go below it, it's a downside play. If we stay above it, it's an upside play, right? Just give me a second here. Gotta check something. All right, all good. So that's pretty much what it's doing, okay? Overall, AMD still held above as soon as it got above 158 and 83 cents, getting also above that blue box that I have marked over there for some couple of days. That was a bullish play, and this downside that it was showing turned into a pivot, and just getting above 158 and 82 cents with that blue box made it go higher, right? And this is where we had intraday as well bullish play continuing to all the way to the next level of 166 and 83 cents. That's where we are still selling off. All right, so is this still bullish or not? That's another question, right? Can this thing still be traded on the long side? So the answer to that question is technically yes, as long as from where the price is, as long as we stay above this blue box. All right, AMD is still technically bullish. In other words, also as long as we stay above that 20 days moving average, that yellow line behind it, we are already above 50 days moving average. In my opinion, pullbacks on this are still a buy, but you have to watch those levels, what those levels are. So let's go to the hourly interval, because what are those levels below which some sentiment shift may start to happen here, right? So I'm going to get rid of this blue box because its purpose is served now. So let's get rid of that. So on the lower time frame, so you can see this previous supply zone right over here is still reacting, but is it strong enough that it's bearish? So let's talk about that as well. So as long as, well, first of all, if AMD stays above 161 and 77 cents, this is just a continuation to the upside. All right, you have this good trend line as well formed here, sorta. You can use 20 hours moving average as well, in other words, for the sentiment direction. But this is the level to watch, 161 and 77 cents. As long as we stay above it, we can continue higher. If we lose this, you can expect this thing to test $160 level again. But that's where that would be it. This range, if any cool off comes, that would be it, in my opinion. Down here at 160 is still going to be just a buy. We have a 200 hours, 50 hours moving average support coming in from underneath, and AMD has already changed the structure, getting above this starting of 158 and 80 cents area, and then finally taking out that blue box area which was until 160 with this demand zone candle is a sign that it's a strong demand bullish candle. You can see the next pullback that happened on AMD over here in this demand zone area also got bought back up, right? So this thing is still full on bullish. So yes, as long as we continue to stay above 161 and 80 cents, we are bullish. If we break that, there is a possibility we can come in the direction of 160, but that would be it. So it's better off to still at least a day or so, as long as this level holds. Pullbacks, when you see lower time frames holding like double bottom patterns consolidation, is better to be traded to the upside. I don't think this supply zone would mean much, but we'll see how it does the next day. But at least intraday, AMD is still a, in my opinion, can be traded by, as long as I said, we are above those levels. But yeah, things are looking promising to me on AMD. Let's take a look at weekly interval. And for the weekly interval, so important, what are the important areas, right? So this is why it's important to check multiple time frames. You can see multiple wicks down here previously, which was the demand zone on the weekly interval, and that's what shot up. Then this thing is an area you gotta be watching very carefully. You can see it's still AMD got sold off in that area, right? If AMD also starts to close weeks above 162 and 46 cents, you can see right now it's rejecting underneath of that 20 weeks moving average as well, right? But this is more of a weekly sentiment. Until then, you can still trade, intraday longs or shorts, even based off of the daily intervals, right? So structure on the daily is still bullish, okay? Talking on the weekly interval, just I'm showing you that where the strong resistance is. So if AMD can start to close these weeks as well up in this area of 163 above or somewhere there, this thing will start to look good bullish as well. And on weekly interval as well, so far it's finding this pivot, higher pivot as well. Overall, I would say Confluence is still right now how the price action is to the upside. I gave you the levels, watch those levels for a potential entry or stop loss zones, and accordingly trade. All right. Have a stop loss regardless, guys. There's no running away from stop losses. Yeah, so yeah, I think this is as we were going into these lower highs earlier, right? And but this was I think the turning point with this pivot forming and then regaining back above 50 days moving average, getting above 100 and 58 and 90 cents area, and that was the zone. Out of this and above, this thing has been just going higher. All right, I think it's turning around up back to the upside. Okie dokie. Well, guys, that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe, and check out other videos on my channel as well. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.